Well, howdy, pard. In this video, I'm going to give you my opinion of inline versus traditional muzzleloaders. In the days before the muzzleload hunt starts, I set up my camp, do a little walkabout, and discover Johnny Appleseed's been here.
I haven't got the stove put in yet, but minus the stove and full setup, this is what I've got so far. I discovered something on my recent walkabout while walking in the same footsteps as Jedediah Smith and Jim Bridger. I found out I'm also walking in the footsteps of Johnny Appleseed. No kidding. I come across an apple tree in the middle of the wilds here in the Cache Valley, up here in the mountains above Logan, Utah. A lone apple tree amongst the aspens. Yep. I think old Johnny Appleseed must have walked these same paths as Jedediah Smith and Jim Bridger, John Coulter, and Johnny Appleseed. You know, when the muzzleload deer hunt first started years ago, it was a traditional hunt. Really, there weren't any inlines or trans powder guns. The only guns available were flintlocks, cap locks, maybe a matchlock if you really went traditional. And for years, we hunted on that hunt. I complained as time went on about all the inlines or trans powder guns. It just kind of changed some of the dynamic of the muzzleloader hunt. You know, guys were claiming they were taking 300-yard shots with their brand new muzzleloader that looked just like a centerfire rifle. That's why I call them trans powder rifles. They're modern rifles that self-identify as a muzzleloader. That's the only muzzleloader part about them. Anyway, the Utah Fish and Game has you fill out a survey every year after the hunt, and they ask for comments. And myself and some of the guys I hunt with, well, we always put in a comment that we wish they'd go back to the traditional hunt, one with only flintlocks and cap locks or other traditional muzzleloaders. Well, looks like they listened to us for 2025. So this Cache Valley unit that we're on is a traditional muzzleload hunt. Only cap locks, flintlocks, or matchlock rifles are allowed. No inlines, no trans powder guns, no scopes or modified sights. The only sights allowed are iron sights, just like Jim Bridger, John Coulter, Hugh Glass, and maybe even Johnny Appleseed used back in the day. Now, I have a pretty strong opinion about inline muzzleloaders versus traditional muzzleloaders. It's obvious. But the bottom line is, if you're hunting with a muzzleloader, you're all right with me. As long as we're out there making smoke, we're keeping a tradition alive, and that's important. So inline, trans powder, traditional, whatever you shoot, keep shooting it. Keep making smoke. We're all part of a brotherhood, and it's up to us to keep it going. Yeah, if I ever meet a trans powder rifle shooter, you know, one of them guys that shoots a modern day muzzleloader, they all claim they can shoot out to 300 yards. By gosh, if I ever meet one that doesn't say that he shot that far and wounded a deer that he never recovered, because that's a frequent story that I hear from those guys. If I ever meet one that doesn't have a story like that, I think I'll buy him a Daniel Webster cigar. Black powder matters.